Listen, I'm about sick and tired of all y'all. All y'all, from the Ebony K. Williams to Iyanla Van Zant to Tyler Perry to the Minister to anybody that is up in Black women's business, worried about and concerned about who we dating, who we not dating, who we're marrying, who we're not choosing to marry, who we're having kids with, who we're not having kids with. I need all y'all to just shut up. Shut up and mind your business, because I'm really, really, really sick and tired of all y'all unsolicited, horrible opinions. And a lot of people that's giving these unsolicited, horrible advice to Black women and women in general, you notice that a lot of these people are either unmarried, single, no kids, just horrible marriages. It's the most unqualified people over here trying to give advice and trying to give advice to Black women, and we're not here for it. We're not here for it at all. No, thank you. We don't want it. We're rejecting it. We're good over here. Whether or not Black women want to get married, have a desire to get married, have a desire to have children, or for the Black women who don't desire to have kids, who don't desire to be in relationships, who don't desire any of that stuff that y'all are trying to tell us that we need to do. We reject it and we are doing our own thing. And now that you see that Black women are marching to the beat of our own drum, we're doing our own thing. We're living for ourselves and saying that we don't want to be tethered to anything or anybody else but ourselves. We see this rift. We see this vast aura of disgust to which a lot of these people are jumping out of the woodworks and trying to shove outdated ideals and ideologies that have not worked, by the way, down our throats, as if to tell us that we need to get back in line. How dare you jump out of place? Because don't you know that you're supposed to be on the bottom? And don't you know that you're supposed to be on the bottom for a reason? Don't you know that you're supposed to struggle? Don't you know that your sole purpose is to be a mule to everybody else? Oh yeah, Black women, if you did not know, your sole purpose since we landed in this country was to be a mule to other people. It was not to live life on our own terms. It was not to enjoy or embrace our freedom and our sovereignty. Nope, it was to be of servitude to other people, whether it be to Black people or non-Black people or white people or whomever. But it was never the goal for you as a Black woman to find your power and find and claim your sovereignty. And now that more and more people are fighting to reclaim their sovereignty, more and more Black women are fighting to reclaim their sovereignty, you have so much of a vested interest being. You have so much people who have a vested interest in trying to get us back down to that mule-like state. And we just not accepting it. We're not. It seems like the average person seems like they cannot prosper without stepping on the backs of Black women, and now Black women are starting to stand up. You see, the problem is that when you have a position and that position is founded on shaky foundation, it won't stand. Given the right circumstances and given the right conditions, the building that was created with a faulty foundation will crumble. And I think that's what's happening here. Everybody's flailing and running and mad that Black women are either choosing to remain single, not have kids, they're choosing to divest. Anything that Black women are doing that's for their own benefit and not to the benefit of everybody else, people get mad at. This is really strange. It's really strange. But Black women, I don't need you to pay them any mind. I need you to understand that in 2023, you are free. 2023, you are free. It's the year of freedom. For the Black women who are choosing to do their own thing, for the Black women who are choosing to march to the beat of their drum, for Black women who are choosing to live life on their own terms and not tethering themselves to foolishness that only seeks to keep them down, for Black women who are removing themselves from oppressive systems that have only seek to exploit us. I am one of those Black women, by the way. Keep on doing what you're doing, Mom. You're doing the right. As I said, Eboni K. Williams, Iyanla Van Zant, Tyler Perry, and the like. It's not only them, but they, amongst other people of all colors and races, have a vested interest in keeping Black women on the bottom, have a very vested interest in keeping Black women engaging in dysfunctional relationships that are likened to the status of the mule. That's by no coincidence. Do you notice that, particularly with the people that I mentioned, that they are a part of the boule? They are members of the Black Boule. If you do not know what the Black Boule is, I'm not going to go into in this video. Please look it up. But just understand that these people and these Black people are not here for you. They're not here for your best interests. They don't care about what happens to you as long as they get what they want and they get what they're promised, and they do so at your expense by keeping you in check. As long as they successfully keep you in check and make you believe that you can't go higher than where you already are, they're doing their job. It's their job to make sure that you don't go higher than where it is that you are now. That's their job. And they're assigned that role by the powers that be. You notice that the economy is about to go under. America, I will say America's done. Or at least the America that we know it is done. There are a lot of things that are about to change for everybody in general. And it's going to be bad for everybody in general, everybody of all races. But who is usually on the bottom end of the stick? Black people, Black women. So if everybody's going to suffer, who do you think is going to suffer the most? They have a vested interest in keeping you at that place. They have a vested interest in keeping Black people and Black women in particular a part of the permanent underclass. Now, I talk about the permanent underclass ad nauseum on my channel. There are ways to escape the permanent underclass. But because they keep on throwing distraction and distraction and distraction out of you, you can't try to fight your way out by doing something different. You can't build for yourself. You can't build resources for yourself and for your kids if you want them, if you're consistently being inundated with the foolishness. And their job is to consistently inundate you with foolishness. If they actually cared about Black people, why aren't they telling you that opportunities for Black people to get equal footing economically is about to go away? A lot of safety nets and social safety nets for Black people are about to go away. Things like DEI, now that affirmative action is nixed. Well, race-based affirmative action is nixed. But all of these things, they're about to go away. Opportunities for people to gain their skills up is going to go away within the next few years. But they're not telling you to focus on that. They're not telling you to build your networks and get your skills up so that you can protect yourself from this economic peril. They're not. Are they telling you about the de-dollarization of the US dollar and how the US dollar is about to be done? Are they telling you what's going on with the BRICS nations? Are they telling you that CBDCs are right at our front door? Are they telling you that our economy is about to be entirely on the blockchain? Are they telling you about the fourth industrial revolution with AI and cyber technology? Are they telling you that basically the middle class is about to be done away with and we're about to head back into a period of surf? Are they telling you about how automation is taking a lot of people's jobs? And are they most importantly telling you how to prepare? No. They're telling you that you deserve to be with a man who can only pay a light bill, but he should still be the head of household. Even though this is a Christian man, and even in Christian context and biblical context, he is out of order. But I would expect nothing more from a billionaire baby daddy. But I mean, I'm sorry. I would expect nothing more. These people don't mean you any well. These people, like I said, want you inundated with the foolishness so that you could be distracted long enough so that you could have your place cemented in the permanent underclass. But while all this is going on, them and they money, they good. They good. And you are SOL. Stop listening to these people. Stop listening to these people because they're giving you bad advice, and it's bad advice to keep you at the bottom. One day we're going to have that conversation. Well, I don't think the masses of you are really ready for that. But anywho, I think telling people to get married just for the sake of getting married is one of the dumbest things that one can do. It's dumb. Getting married for the sake of getting married is the reason for the high divorce rates. Not planning, not thinking about compatibility is one of the highest reasons for the divorce rates. And are we even looking at the numbers and the statistics as it pertains to women in marriage? It's because these women have been force fed the idea that they should get married just for the sake of getting married. And look what happened. And I'm saying this as a woman who still desires marriage. But I'm not just going to get married just to any random Joe Schmo because my biological clock is ticking. I'm not doing that. That's dumb. I'm setting myself up and my future kids up for failure. And in this economy, we can't afford such failure. And Black women, we really can't afford to screw this up. Do you know that the main way as a Black woman you will cement yourself in poverty is if you have a kid before you're ready? Given that we are coming from neighborhoods and situations to which we don't have the economic support, that economic support was not built. A lot of us are not given a generational wealth. Having kids before we're financially able to is one of the main ways in which we can end up in poverty. Stop listening to these people. Stop listening to these people who telling you that you should just have kids just to have kids. And who won't take care of them? And who paying for them? I've had people tell me this. I'm like, you want me to have kids, so you gonna take care of them? You gonna raise them? You gonna pay for them? If you're not, then shut up. Please shut up and keep your unsolicited opinions to yourself. This is not a situation in which you should willingly opine. If I will ask for your opinion, I will ask. If not, shut up. Really. But Black women, I need you to understand that your value of your Black womb. Black women don't understand the value of their Black womb. And if more Black women understood the value of their Black womb, the more you would understand your need to gatekeep it. Because a lot of this society, not just the Black community, but society in large, the currency of this society is your Black womb. Let me explain. There's a reason why the powers that be have a vested interest in keeping us so dysfunctional and willingly in dysfunctional relationships. They keep on shoving dysfunctional relationships down our throats. Knowing this, the growing inequity between Black men and Black women, knowing what it is that they know, they're still trying to force feed us being in these dysfunctional relationships. Now, are all Black on Black relationships dysfunctional? No, but largely it is. And largely the divide is growing. But here's a reason why they do this and why your Black womb as a Black woman is valuable. They want you as a Black woman to continue to have these children reckless and in dysfunction because they want you as a Black woman to continue to birth the generation of Black boys who will grow up on the wrong side of the tracks, who will eventually be slaves to the prison industrial complex. They want you to give birth to a new generation of boys to be slaves in the prison industrial complex so that the stakeholders of these such prison industrial complexes can get their profits. You notice that a lot of these prisons are being emptied. They're being emptied just to be filled right back up. That's why they want you to have boys. They want you to continuously birth a generation of girls, not only to birth yet another generation of boys to be led up to the prison pipeline, but they want you to breed another generation of girls that have low self-esteem so that they can seek external validation. Why? So they can consistently spend money, so that they can consistently be slaves to corporate America, slaves to hyper consumerism, and slaves to capitalism. Oh yeah. Black women are the largest group of women of any race to be in the labor force. There are more Black women in the labor force than any other race of women. But our jobs tend to be lower paying. They want us to be slaves to corporate America. They want for us to continuously have the spending power that we have and engaging in hyper consumerism to fuel ourselves low self-love, low self-worth, so we can buy things to make us look better, so that we can appear to be of a particular status. But that's only superficial, because a lot of the things that we buy is for status. And we're continuing to fuel a machine of greed. We're continuing a machine of hyper consumerism. Because don't you know that Black people, particularly Black women, are the largest spenders in this country? So we are largely fueling a greedy, capitalistic, demonic system. We are. We are. I wouldn't have much of an issue with the spending if our wealth was comparable, and it's not. We have the largest spending power, but the lowest wealth. Once again, that low wealth is because we don't come from neighborhoods, we don't come from families where that wealth is created. And a lot of us, we have to take care of family members who don't have as much. So when we get decent jobs, everybody and their mama is asking for a dollar, asking for this, asking for that. Some of us are taking care of multitudes of family members. So there is a lot that goes into why Black women are struggling to build wealth. But we do need to fix that wealth building. But them giving the advice to you to be in a relationship with somebody who is unequally yoked, yeah, that's not going to help you build wealth. As a matter of fact, according to the Brookings Institute, it will cause you to lose money to the tune of $25,000 a year. Being in a marriage to a man to whom you are unequally yoked often costs women about $25,000 a year. That's not going to help you build wealth. We see a shift that I think finally needs to happen, a shift that's growing and evolving, and there's definitely tables that are being shaken. Black women are starting to reject a lot of the notions that were put on us and the beliefs and the ideologies that were put on us since we came in this country. We're starting to reject it. We're starting to push back on it, and we're starting to push back on things that do not benefit us and do not align with our own best interests. We're starting to pull away from unhealthy relationships and choosing to be single. We are having less and less kids. A lot of Black women are pulling away from corporate America because of the mistreatment. We're the least paid, the most overworked, and the worst treated. And a lot of Black women are starting to say, you know what? I'm tired of the mistreatment. I'm tired of the lack of respect. I'm tired of, me not getting the respect that I'm just due. I'm tired of not getting paid what I believe that I'm worth. You got other people who don't know as much as me getting paid more, getting promotions more. So a lot of Black women are starting to be like, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And that is where you have the rising entrepreneur rates in Black women. Black women are becoming the fastest growing in entrepreneurship because they are rejecting a lot of these ideals. They're rejecting it. Black women are also leaving corporate America to travel, to engage in sabbaticals, and once again to freelance, do their own thing. They're following the likes of the women like Stephanie Perry, Adelia Borg, Rashida Dow, Pinky Girl Travels the World, the Exodus Summit, Alicia Renice, the artist. There are Black women that are starting to reject all of the harmful ideologies and toxicities that the world is placing upon them. That is not giving us an ROI. And Black women in general is like, listen, if this job is not giving me an ROI, this relationship is not giving me an ROI, this ideology is not giving me an ROI, I'm rejecting it. And boy, are a lot of people pissed and scared because they know that if Black women collectively withdraw their support, they're done. It cannot function. And I think that we need to withdraw our support from a lot of these systems, relationships, communities that don't serve us, don't serve our best interests, and seek to exploit us. You're not going to get our labor for free anymore. You are not going to abuse us and exploit us anymore. If you are not going to add value to our lives, you are just not going to be a part of it. And it is what it is. You could either step up and build on your own and try to function on your own. I don't care what you do. Just don't think that you're going to seek resources from me because it's just not happening. That's what a lot of Black women are saying. And this is what I think needs to happen. And it needs to happen more. But I'm glad that this is a start. I'm glad that this is a start and it needs to happen. It needs to happen. These things need to crumble. And I think Black women are the ones who need to facilitate this change, because a lot of these things are demonic. A lot of these things, they just don't serve us, and they're built off of our backs and at our expense. We can't afford it. We can't. So, on that note, and with that being said, I just wanted to get up on here and speak my 2 cents, because I'm really sick and tired of the foolishness. I'm sick and tired of these messages being shoved down our throats, and to engage in unequally yoked relationships just for the sake of propping somebody else up that can't even help me up or don't have a desire to help me up. I'm just so sick and tired of it. And I know that there are a lot of Black women that are sick and tired of it. Black women, you need to do what's best for you. Nobody cares about your well-being collectively. Most people within the community and outside of the community seek to exploit you and your resources, because they know how valuable you are, but they don't want you to know how valuable you are. Because if you knew and you realized how valuable you are, it's lights out. It's game over for them, because they know that they can't use you. Now is not the time to be in a situation where you're being used, because it will cost you not only your finances, but it could cost you your life. And if you want to, find more information on how to escape the foolishness and how to maneuver around the system that's about to collapse, stay tuned to my channel. That's what I talk about. That's what I like talking about, and I like promoting on my channel. I will be back with more content. I will be back with more VA content and more Chat GPT content. Also, be on the lookout for friends of mine's projects that are coming out, and those projects are definitely going to help you pull yourself up, and help you in this quest for freedom, right? Financial freedom, time and location independent freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm about, and that's what I like promoting, and that's what more and more Black women, we need to start learning, because a lot of the time we learn about these things last, and when we're late to the party, again, other people are making money off of our expense. We gotta stop allowing for other people to make money and make moves at our expense. We gotta stop that. Which means stop listening to people like all of these people that I just mentioned. Stop listening to people that tell you that you need to lower yourself to be in a relationship that's not going to give you an ROI. Stop listening to people that don't want you to prosper. Stop listening to people that's not trying to help you get ahead and stay ahead of the curve when it comes to this stuff. Because when crap hits the fan, I guarantee you these people are not coming for you, and these people are not going to be there to help you. They're not. So stop listening to them. Stop. These people don't mean you any good. They want the worst for you. And they want to be able to be at their high state on your back at your expense. Stop. Like I said, 2023, I am free. I need y'all to repeat that mantra, and we going to keep on going, and we going to keep on doing and building and growing and living life on our own terms. And anybody else who don't like it, it's too damn bad. Tough titties is too bad. Okay. So on that note, thank y'all so much for watching. It's your girl True Mystique, the Golden Enigma, aka The Real. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press that bell button so that you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. I am going to have content really, really soon. And on that note, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace.